A very warm welcome to the Global Youth Mental Health Awareness Instagram Live. This is the Heart to Heart show, a show that is designed to share with you matters that are very, very close to our hearts. I'm your host, Edith Wanyonyi, counseling psychologist and GYMHA's advocacy manager and ambassador. And I'm so excited to be here today, joined with a very special guest all the way from USA. My guest's name is Husseina Abubakar, and she is a telecommunications engineer, an SDG advocate, an international ambassador of peace at World Literary Forum for Peace and Human Rights, a global youth mental health awareness assistant volunteer coordinator, and member of the Secretariat, United Nations Association, Nigeria Youth. So I'm so great, I feel so great today and excited and very honored that Husseina, you accepted our invite here today so that we can share matters that are close to our hearts. And so I was going through your profile and I was very excited and very wowed with the achievements that you have. And I was just thinking to myself, how can someone get here? You know, so I felt inspired. Let me say that. I felt so inspired, and so I'd like to know, how did you get here and what exactly inspires you to do what you do?
Well, first I would like to share my peace ambassadorial work experience so far. But first of all, I would say everyone is a peace ambassador, knowingly or unknowingly, directly or indirectly. So long as you advocate and help draw worldwide attention to the well-being of millions and even billions of people, you are a peace ambassador. And mine began right from my junior secondary school days, as far back as about 15 years ago or thereabouts. Through the press club, the JET club, the junior engineering and technology students association, who go on the assembly ground and talk to the whole school, like promote peace and advocate peace. In propelling forward to the university, I became the National University Engineering Students Association treasurer for my school, for my university, and being a basketball player too. My twin sister, I'm a twin. I'm Husseina. My twin sister is Hassana. My twin sister was made the female basketball captain for my university. So those positions made it so easy for me to promote those things, make the work much easier for me. Then I went further to create a group. I named it the M&B Show. It's a non-profit organization for promoting peace, development, and education. So last year, the World Literary Forum for Peace and Human Rights made me an international ambassador of peace. So far, it has been an exciting experience. No regrets.
Wow, great. Are there any challenges you face? Because I believe you're also a telecommunications engineer. How are you able to balance the two?
Of course, there are challenges, unavoidable. There are challenges everywhere. Right now, I'm at work. I've not even gone home. This is one of the challenges. So, but when you are passionate about something, you find joy, you find it easy, you are at peace doing it. This is what I love doing, impacting people positively while maintaining my own growth. So there are challenges. Sometimes I'm so occupied, I hardly get enough sleep at some point, but I try to make it up later on. Then sometimes some people make you feel like you are not good enough or you are overdoing something. I starve my distractions. I don't let them get to me. So other than that, I think it's been an exciting experience.
Okay. Do you have anyone that inspires you, and what do you like about that person?
So yeah, no other person than the person who maintains the best characteristics in his roles as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a teacher, as a ruler, as a governor, as a statesman, the protector of the widow, the protector of the orphans and the poor, a guide to the rich and a guardian of the poor or of the orphans. He is Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Wow, that's really great. So
Yeah.
you've mentioned a few challenges that you experience.
Mhm.
So how exactly do you maneuver through these challenges?
Yeah, first of all, the greatest challenge I've ever experienced was the period before I gained admission. So I did not quickly gain admission the moment I finished my O level, my secondary school. And that was so challenging and it really brought me to tears. I was down. My twin sister gained admission before me. My peer groups and friends were all going to school, but I didn't gain admission early further to apply. I went further to apply for remedial studies. I went to the cafe in my hometown and I saw my name on the admission list. But I got ready, prepared everything, and went to school. On getting to school, I was supposed to start my registration and begin my program. My name was still not on the admission list, even the remedial studies. I was devastated. I cried my heart out. Then I called my dad, I explained everything to him, and like he was even ready to hear this. He just called my name, Husseina. I said, sir, he said, come back home. Don't worry. Is it because of the physics? I said, yes. He said, come back home. I'm going to make sure you are registered again for WIEC, for NECO, for NAPTEB. Even NAPTEB wasn't even related to my field, but he wants to make sure I get all I needed for the next admission year. Another jump, another post jump, and like a lift off one's shoulder. I just breathed a sigh of relief.
How can you advise someone who wants to engage in the activities that you do? How could you advise them?
First of all, I would say, like I said before, start the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that distracts you from the good cause you want to embark on, do not listen to it. Ignore them. Don't let them get to your head or don't even let them make you change your mind. I'll give you a story. At some point, I am very good at all this public speaking and debating right from time. So I was talking and I love engineering. So I was talking between choosing a career between this path and then engineering. One thing I'm grateful for I never did was to let anybody decide it for me. I took it upon myself, go through everything, told myself what I wanted in the future or what I want to be, and I came to conclusion and I decided for myself. I never let anyone involved, not even my parents. So this is also applicable to every areas of our life. Go for what you want. Go for gold. Don't let anyone distract you.
Exactly. So what you're saying is people should follow what their dreams are, what they believe in, and not let anyone choose that
Yeah.
for them, right? So what is your
Yeah.
greatest fear? What's your
Well,
greatest
this is
fear?
a fantastic question that requires courage to answer it honestly. At this point in my life, my greatest fear is not disease, nor failure, nor death, or even loss of a loved one. What I fear most is not becoming the person I'm supposed to be or I want to be before I die.
Mm-hmm.
The nature of the difference between becoming and being creates a form of anxiety rooted in fear. Even though I know we need to live in the moment, regardless, this is one fear that creeps up repeatedly, unexpected.
Mm-hmm. And because you've mentioned anxiety, I just remembered that we are having so many mental health problems
Mm-hmm.
because of the introduction of COVID-19 in our lives. And so depression is on the rise, anxiety is on the rise. What would you advise people who are fearful or who are going through challenges right now, mental health challenges? What would you advise them?
Number one, I see mental health problems mostly linked to stress. You see situational stress, you see time stress, you see anticipatory stress. Situational stress are some of the situations you have no control over. For example, the COVID-19. We do not have control over what we can do is to stay protected, to protect ourselves. Do the best you can
Mm-hmm.
do and let it be. Don't go and kill yourself because you see a spike in the death or whatever the crisis the pandemic is causing. No, let it be. Do your best and let it be. And you see time stress. You are always
Mm-hmm.
worried. You have a limited time to cover this certain project or the amount of project. You do not have time. You are worried. Do the best you can do and let it be. Then you see anticipatory stress. You are worried of what the future will become. Live the moment. Don't worry about what would be and what will not. Do your best and let it be. You see stress. Stress is a killer. Be it family, be it friends, be it job, be it health. Even the direction of our nation. The time and period we are is the time of great stress. This pandemic is mentioned. People are feeling it. People are bearing it. People are going to all kinds of means to eliminate it, from prescription drugs to street drugs to alcohol of all kinds. Name it, just to get rid of this feeling. I urge you and all of us here today, be kind. Do simple acts of kindness, the kind that leaves an everlasting impact on an individual. There is a quote that says, be kind whenever possible, and it is always possible. So this is my advice to myself and everyone today.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't cost anything to be kind.
Yeah,
And yeah, just kind of space, just being empathetic and understanding what other people are going through. Yeah, and not judging people, just being
yeah.
there for them.
Mm-hmm.
It really pays. Yeah, and it will help someone out there. Yeah, right. So describe yourself in only 3 words. What can you say about Husseina? What do you love about yourself?
Okay, so what I love about myself mostly is I don't regret. I have no regrets, only lessons learned. Not even being nice, not even being a nice person to the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have no regrets, and that's one major thing I really love about myself. Life goes on, and life must be lived forward. Then you say three things that describe me, right? I
Yeah.
think um I'm driven, I'm kind, I'm reliable.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. I can attest to that. You're quite reliable and you're kind because if you weren't, maybe you wouldn't even have agreed to be here today. So I'm really excited for that.
I feel
And
honored.
yeah, so what do you think? Um, like, how can I put it? What's the best way that we can end war,
Okay,
especially in the world around? Yeah, like in Kenya right now, we are
mhm.
actually facing killings. People are just killing each other. There's a county that we have no peace at all because of the bandits. They just enter into a village and start killing people. So, what can you advise people about that?
See, there is a saying that said that goes, when a doctor makes a mistake, a patient dies. When an engineer makes a mistake, a bridge may collapse. But when a leader makes a mistake, a whole generation dies. Where the younger generation, I keep saying this, this is not the first time I'm saying this, but this is true, where the younger generation grow up, is an important factor in determining peace. If they are growing up in a peace environment like you are mentioning, like in Nigeria, my country, they tend to take that path. Take, for instance, the Afghanistan, your country, the Syria. Development is far-fetched from these people because of the destructive activities of violent extremism. People hardly come to invest in the youth. People hardly come to invest in a country like that. So there is a United Nations Security Council Resolution 2050, which encourages the youth to be in the front line in championing peace building. I'm urging every country, your country, my country, all the countries of the world, to adopt or to to implement this law. This law also encourages reintegration and disarmament. All those who have been renounced their involvement in banditry, in kidnapping, in Boko Haram, in all sorts of violent activities, don't let them to be by themselves. Bring them back, reintegrate them into the society. Give them the needed environment, the needed skills, first of all, the needed skills, empower them with the needed skills, and then the needed environment for them to thrive again. Because if you leave them to themselves, they are going back to it. The cycle continues and it's never going to end. Let the government involve the youth. We have issues of nepotism, issues of marginalization, issues of unemployment, issues of poverty. What do you expect? Actions like this are what we see, and it's going to be on the rise if the government keeps paying deaf ear to the needs of the youth or to the needs of the public. Let the government, all the institutions, the private and public sectors, let the UN agencies, the parastatals, let them all adopt this law. And the planet, the earth, the world will be all ours again for the taking. So this is what I have to say.
So what exactly you're saying is that all of us have a responsibility,
Yeah.
to promote peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we should be like our brothers and our sisters' keeper
Mm-hmm.
in the offices, at home, everywhere.
Everywhere.
So that, and it starts with us, the little things, just the little things, sometimes even just like not being tribal,
Mm-hmm.
because peace most of the time starts at home. As parents, we need to teach our children to love everyone and promote peace around them, because most of the times it actually starts from homes. Yeah,
Yes.
so all of us actual responsibility to promote peace. Yeah, so what's the best part about your job? What's the best part about it?
Well, the best part about it is this is my dream job. This is what I love doing. Well, when you say job, I don't even know which one you mean. Is it my professional career or my peace, my advocating for peace?
Both of them actually.
Well, I love doing this. This is one, sometimes after a show like this, I go take a long sleep. Like, your mind is at peace. You are doing what you love doing. You're doing what you've always dreamed of. I know I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm glad I'm not where I used to be. The most we can do is to keep talking, to keep doing our best, and to keep showing. This is what it is, and this is how we should be. So,
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. And the best part about doing the things that we are passionate about is
mhm.
that we do not struggle at all. We don't struggle
No,
because these are the things that we love doing.
we do
And
it
so I'm also
effortlessly.
so excited actually to be here because it gives us purpose in life and just knowing where we are heading to.
Mhm.
And so what would you advise someone who is looking for their purpose in life? They actually don't know what their purpose is, and they're trying to find their way in life. How would you advise them? How do people find purpose in life?
So when you say papa, what do you mean?
Like what they're supposed to be? Why are they in this world? most people don't know. They just exist. They just live. They don't know why they are in this world. So if someone is
Okay.
looking for purpose, how would you advise them? How would they know this is their purpose?
Oh, well, what the truth is, we all cannot love the same thing all at once. You are
Yes.
different. I am unique in my way. You are unique in your way. Try, okay? I say a message once. Try to know what you love. Try to know what resonates well with you. Do not follow the society. Don't let anyone dictate for you, like I said before. Know what
Yes.
works for you. Well, I began developing passion for engineering because of the teacher I had earlier on. He not only teaches, his name is Engineer Olu, he not only teaches, he counsels. And when you are carrying everybody, you are helping mold the little ones, like catching them young. There is a way you open their mind to the future, to what they love, to what they want to be. If we can have people like this, my teacher, then a lot of people will not struggle in life at all. So try to look for a mentor if that is what works for you. Some people ordinarily they get this and it's easy for them. Me, it wasn't forthcoming right from onset until I met this mentor. So if need be, read books. Read books. One book that has really impacted me most is Ben Carson's book. What is it called again?
Gifted hands?
The Gifted Heart. Thank you. How did you know? The Gifted. That book changed my life. This mentor of mine I'm telling you about was the one who introduced me to the book. I'm like, I need to get this book. When I read it, I was never the same again. It affected every part of my being. So I'm encouraging everyone, try to get a mentor. Know the cycle you circle yourself around. Choose your friends. Do not let any friend or anyone choose you. Choose your friends. Then read books. Read books. Not just books, good books.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I read a quote somewhere that says that the things you are passionate about, they're just not a coincidence. Those things are actually your purpose. So just try to find what things am I passionate about? What things do I do freely without struggling? Then you know that those are actually your purpose. Yeah, so um, my last question actually is, what is your parting shot? Give us some words about peace.
Well, there's a lot to say about it. But what I'll say is peace begins with you. Nobody can make you feel at peace. Nobody can give you peace. You give yourself peace. You yourself are at peace with yourself. Everything else doesn't even matter. They just fall into places. And the best existence in life is when you have your inner peace, when it's harmonious without stress. Try to live in the moment. When you live in your past, you are going to be depressed. When you live in the future, you are going to be anxious. But when you live in the moment, you are going to be at peace. And again, one thing I would love everyone to work on is when you have a challenge or situation at hand, especially the type that affects or wants to affect your peace of mind or your mental health, develop a personal, build a personal, like a situation that, a mechanism that combats that situation you are facing. Like me, when I'm stressed out or when I'm in a situation I can't handle at the moment, I build my own personal mechanism in the sense that I let the whole situation, I let the I let the whole emotion to absorb me. I will let it absorb me to the extent that I'll start shedding tears. Let the tears out when you need to. I shed the tears, then later I clean my eyes. Then I try to see the situation from the eye or angle of somebody else. This is to help me to avoid biasness on account of emotion. So when I do that, I just try to see the reason or the rationale behind why this has happened. When I get the reason to why it has happened, I just think to myself, it could have been worse than it could have been worse than this. The reason alone I got is enough to propel me out of that situation. The key here is to pamper myself so much that I do not need anybody else to fake it for me. Trust me, you can do it, you can do this most appropriately because you know yourself best. It will also help you not to depend on other people to avoid disappointment at some point. And let me tell you, this does not mean cutting yourself off from the world. No, you are only protecting your own peace of mind. So build up your own self mechanism when you are in a situation that affects your peace, your mind, or your mental health.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Peace starts with us, and it's good to live in the present moment so that we don't have so much stress and so much anxiety. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Husseina, for joining us. It has really been a great time having you with great insights, and I believe most of us have learned something. And we thank you so much, even for making your time to be here. And thank you so much, viewers, for being our audience. We are so grateful that you are here with us all this time. Until next time, my name is Edith Wanyoni. Adios.